When him say the no say Bank of Ghana at the new levy aba.
Ha, me match me.
If you are going money me ochina. Now the true me dollar account to me Ghana. Now me ku year make we at 3%.
Hey, and I say I buy a binyasika. I'm a Ghana koso.
Are you aware?
3% of Sikan on all foreign remittances.
Exactly.
Wow.
Ha, wama Afia Pokuaa Vim Lady. Wakase wow. I say ambulance.
No, we say foreign remittances say bano a dorsal. Into a better gate na no. Obeje. Why no kode wa mo Ghana for amane. Oni Ghana for you.
Hey, na money Ghana funds to Swiss say. You know what I say, and I'm being.
I'll call Bank of Ghana.
I was spending money transfer, and I'm now getting it.
Exactly. One call Parliament and the Ghana for Akokawasem. If you say Wakosha Bank of Ghana, Anna Akoya Bank of Ghana policy. Which of course
in that case, he doesn't need to go to Parliament.
Ready? In Kiam ready, but send your woman, yes, say. Oma fra bofu no oma bad the G or mine. Now get suspected so many Ghana for a begin here no can't no as much Ghana for.
Well, on that note, no, it's actually true. But obia any queen of a person obey no. Yes, ibia kay or more convey the Chinesa.
And then
but is that not a very smart policy?
Afia chromophobia counted to know. Tegetia chromophobia to bottom me or to bottom me and now you're smart.
Share and come and we de ankasa was a Vim Lady crano was resa. Now, is this a Jandam? And not say an exposé.
Me story be and my team drew my attention. Said, boss, we need to kill this Jandam.
Semekai.
A video be it was one animal and two human beings.
Hey, one animal and two human beings say. Why na ye abuano and why na ye nipano?
And the human beings, you know, a year, Nana Yaa Brefo, any kukufu, any omni abua baku were discussing some Jandam in the system.
Ayaya ka. I could through a year KevinTaylor ne headquarters there. Emwayeka. In fact, yanko and seminal details. Number sources so we knew subscribe. Nabeka abushakono. Turning on the notification bell. Ni yankono. Wano.
Comfort. This the action. The action on your smart. Foreign remittances. If you're near Scaffold, 7 years can you? To see how I would see now money. Abrewawo, Mredane and I'm a crewman. $100. Or no, yes, can you? What you say?
Yeah.
But I buy it for you, Saka Crano, every day.
Enti omuye na KevinTaylor se mama akwaba. Ena odisi share so na is it NDC and NPP for na disamrawe e buy?
So this is simple. Makache Ghana for say our job is simple. It's to be gatekeepers, to clean the system, to block Jandam. You saw these two people and one animal discussing Mr. Kokofu, Nana Yaa Brefo, and a chain dog discussing Ghana and Sem. And in Kofo it's na Facebook, na omo chatro, na omo edi adada nipa. Papa we Kokofu na oye the head of Ekufu at the time, not on the head a EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. Me kaipa okobo kronubi and I'm a can wasem kwame plus na frame because oh me wa for Kokofu afre me say me no one kasa and I'm say no, that man is a thief. He's a criminal. Kwame plus beka is asem I told Kwame plus straightforward that Kokofu yewi the EPA na otowono wabokro I did a scandal on him Kokofu. So these are people who are filthy liars. Now, let us address the matter. Or say, and Ghana buying under NDC are buying, John Mahama buying, Oma introduce a new levy. Na new levy no may introduce no. A buy no ede kokwasa eshe kukuum and na almost 3% every Ghana nibia or best sendi sika ako Ghana and sim. That is what this man was saying. In the presence of almost some journalists, and maybe Sagelia Chimbon Naya, Yabedin to Krumha, what was up on Ching. No, so why journalism a check. And at the end, journalism is basic research. And as a ponching a chamber and I can say, hey, and there's anything na a buying suspended a transfers. This disgusting. Like vaguely, the dada nipa a chatro. All because in their head, say a catchy kasa obiya kwasia. So we can just lie, destroy people. Because the basic, the fundamentals, the ethics of journalism, these people don't carry it. Years presenters and a small almost say radio, so they are empty. These are people I can sit in a room and teach. I'm telling you. Now let's go into the detail. As someone more can say Bank of Ghana introduced some 3% levy and the transfer echo Ghana as Ghana near Otia Bruchia, you better 3%. Now a buying a cromfo and a goat calling herself say, or a journalist sits there and say, oh, an internet almost suspending money transfer. Like how? How low? How stupid can we be?
KevinTaylor sometimes was one way ya dodo. What no ya? Ah, na pemana one way ya see. Kaya woo or bad ye, kaya woo.
Now, look at this. This is CBG Tariff Guide 2024. Consolidated Bank of Ghana. Your friend BB Tariff Guide. And your Tariff Guide, it's about products or features. It entails a lot. It's got to do with the banking activities. Almost charges near the day. Almost to every single transaction be almost yes. And this document is public that anyone can pick and read. Now, my mention in 2024, my meeting can start in free. Senebea, you will understand what I'm talking about. In 2024, City News a reporting banks begin charging up to $20 as fees on foreign currency accounts. Yes, say in 2024, time and NPP were power. Banks in Ghana started charging $20 on omo foreign accounts. They receive sika or Ghana foreign accounts. Says sika Afia Pokuaa bar. The moment you are sent money from America, Europe, a remittance, a sika if you are manoni eba how it gets to you at the end of the day, a Ghana now year. That is what we call a foreign transaction, dear bro. So we receive sika through your momoa. It goes through your a system before that sika become on sa. So we receive sika every receive every banker. It still goes through a system before you receive. All the way back in 2024, banks in Ghana were charging up to $20. Now let's go into the story. Some commercial banks have begun reintroducing charges on foreign exchange accounts after they suspend these fees. Now, so already started this is what it says. Some commercial banks have begun introducing charges on foreign exchange accounts after they suspended these fees under regulatory pressure. A few banks have already communicated the decision via text message and email informing clients that the new charges have been effected. These fees will vary based on currency type and account balance, with some charges reaching up to $20. Look at the last paragraph. This is what it says. It says this. City Business News has gathered that some dollar account holders have been charged a $5 fee for balance exceeding $100. This is 2024 when MPP were in power. Now, these reintroduced charges are in addition to the existing 3% charge on withdrawals. I see these reintroduced charges, which was reintroduced in 2024, are in addition to the existing 3% charge on withdrawals. So the $20 now I'm going to security is $100 in bank, no, so we send the there was already an existing charge of 3%. This is when the MPP were in power. This 3% is not new. I'll come to currently what is going on. It is a when Jimmy Cra as a journalist, you step back and ask yourself, okay, was there anything like that? Were people being charged any levy when they were receiving monies from Europe, from America, in Ghana? Now, it will be recalled that some commercial banks began processes in July 2024 to close personal foreign currency savings accounts, asking clients with such account to hold their foreign currencies in an e-wallet or current account. Into banks, no cross static catch from clients and say, you know something, this extra charge of $20 and the $20 will come in depending on the amount of money you are receiving. But the 3% tax na and say levy down a static. Say nya dollar make Kevin Amitia me send it $300 and not $10,000 to Obi or Ghana. Automatically, so Okoino bank from a foreign account, and I say bank foreign dollar account more 3% charge. Now that's in 2024. Now hold that. Now, so me call bank when I say omunyi sikane mame in dollar. What is going to happen? And they say that 3% charge, it applies. This is 2024. Samiko Bank when I said dollar na KevinTaylor they are sending no monfa mame in Ghanaian cedis, the 3% does not take effect. So the 3% that existed under NPP, it took effect depending on the person coming, or it activates depending on the person coming to the counter to claim the money. Are you claiming the money in dollars, hard currency, which in Ghana we don't basically eat dollars or spend dollars? You are going to pay the 3% levy. If you say, give me the dollar equivalent in cedis, then it means that 3% levy, you escape it. Now, why did the NPP government do that? Why did the Bank of Ghana such a policy on the Toho? I'll show you. Now, it wasn't only CTFM that reported on this story. That's
now, in fact, or say Joy News or more report on this matter 2024. Now,
besides, I need the Joy News story because I want to show the two stories before I move on to the document itself. I think I missed one of the publications, the Joy News story, because I will say we need to try and educate Ghanaians. I try to do, and these people idea of my yache. And it's not like omunim di omoye, omuni daho, deliberate. And omudi yes no. But you see, omubetina TV so and almost say, and the Bank of Ghana under Ekufuado. Mr. It's okay. I have the video. It's okay. Under Ekufuado. Yeah, from Joy. I think it was part of the when we're having the meeting. It came up, right, Mr. P. So pull that one for me. Now, omubetina omusho no so no. The normal person create impression of person creating and say, NDC are buying akofa levy biaba. Na sa levy na NDC are buying the abano. Omu di wiya Ghana foa. Yes, send the omu sikafra bruchira. Omu kwako yi sikano. Now they were not even specific about sikano because this 3% levy, it wasn't hidden. It was something everybody knew. See, as a businessman or whatever, now we bank say, oh, that's all $1, you have to pay 3%. So, you don't pay the 3% on that money that you are receiving. So, how do you sit on TV and vaguely say, I buy an area Ghana for? Now, the reason why Intia Omoka say, I buy way area Ghana for was because of this. Now, let's listen to the governor of Bank of Ghana.
In compliance with guidelines issued by the Bank of Ghana. The charge applies to withdrawals made from foreign currency accounts that were funded through transfers or check deposits. However, accounts topped up with cash deposits are exempt from the new levy. Industry analysts say the move is part of efforts by the central bank to manage foreign exchange liquidity, discourage speculative demand, and promote cash-based deposits. The new policy is expected to affect businesses and individuals who rely heavily on forex transfers and check deposits, particularly importers, exporters, and professionals receiving international remittances. Customers seeking clarification have been encouraged to contact their banks directly for more information.
So this is when the NDC came into office. Now, the 3% has been moved to 5%. The 3% na a levy eda omukoyi dollar. If you dollar accounting, someone person be in the cedis. So 3% no, the NDC government when they came to office, they moved it from 3% to 5%. Why? Because the NDC government came in office to tell Ghana for say, we cannot allow the Ghanaian market to be saturated. We don't expect to say, your system, no, you'll be pumping too much dollar in the system. Abra, ye these cities. So it was one of the measures now the governor or the Bank of Ghana was putting in place to make sure, say, the influx of dollar into the system, the raw cash in the system, no, they limit it, because the moment you allow too much dollar, no, there's a reason why people want to have physical dollar in the system. The reason is that they want to hoard. Now, when they hoard, they wait for the dollar at the end of the day to appreciate. And then when the dollar appreciates, then they get value for that dollar they are hoarding. Now, the moment they do that, it weakens the city. The moment they do that, Ghana, our reserve struggles. There's a lot of pressure on our reserves. So the Bank of Ghana, in their wisdom, no, they said they were going to make it tighter. It will not be people will not be interested in going to the bank to say, my dollar account, $10,000 give me a $10,000 in dollar. No. Now, if you are going to take $10,000, now 5% levy or so. Near catch say $10,000 in Ghanaian cedi. As a businessman, because you want to make profit, you are not going to take $8,000. You rather take $10,000 in cedi equivalent, because as we speak, the cedi is strong, and that when you go take cedi equivalent to dollar, at the end of the day, you are rather making our economy stronger. It was part of the measures the Bank of Ghana is putting in place to tighten the system. People will not fill the system with so much dollar, because we live in Ghana. Why should we be doing business with cities? We live in Ghana. Why should we be doing business in cities? Now, when you go back a little bit to 2024,
Ebasiya na KevinTaylor ne Pokuaa pie, because of the 1990s publishment cry ebeba be wom say susuru.
Hello to my lovely ones, Fifi Robertson.
George, when Tony and Crabba died, it was a mistake.
Keep on watching DH Celebrity News. It's the best so far among the rest.
Omwangasa Jandam News Network, Joy News, they reported on this matter when the NPP were in power. When the 3% levy was put in place. Now, they are trying to create the impression, say, at the Fufrobian CAB Sida, into Ghana buying a crom for, and this are buying a crom for, and this are buying Riesika, and these are people who call themselves, say, omuye intellectuals, omuye journalists. They are not. Now, in 2024, this was the reporter, Omwankasa, NPP Jandam News Network, Joy News, a reporter here. NPP were in power then. This is 2024.
Especially on the sectors we're touching on today. We'll be moving to the banking sector shortly, and we'll delve into the cocoa sector to assess the current trend based on information supplied by Cocoa Board that there's going to be an increase in the next 2024-2025 cocoa season of about 45% increase in farm gate price. We'll assess it, assess the impact, and also get to you with the various challenges affecting the sector. Now, I'm sure many of you who own foreign accounts saw text messages, or probably did not see text message nonetheless, but experienced some amount of $20 being charged on for just owning the account, and also some conversation has come back to life. We're moving straight to the conversation to assess what it means basically for account holders. I'm here with Caleb, and also we'll be joined on Zoom by Kofi Ejay, who will give us up-to-date information on this particular conversation as well. Kofi, it's good to see you.
Good to see you guys, Winston and Caleb.
Great, great. Now let's move back to the slides and see. As you can see, charges on foreign account currency being $20. Let me get Caleb. What led to this particular directive, basically?
Yeah, so the Bank of Ghana has introduced a new directive, and they are telling, if you can go to the next slide, they are telling banks that they should increase their foreign reserves in cedis, which means that the foreign reserve the banks have, they should convert most of it into cedis and keep that. So now this has increased the operational cost for banks, which means that any foreign currency they have to convert it to cedis. And you know the main problem here is our exchange rate, because when you're converting it back into the foreign currency, you might have a haircut or you might receive some potential losses. So now the banks are trying to mitigate that loss by charging account holders some fees, so that if they are converting the cedis back to their foreign currency, they don't have to hold too much. They don't have to take too much loss. Yeah.
Already, the banks have experienced a lot of turmoil for the past 7 years. Banks have seen banking sector clear up. They've experienced the shortcut. They've experienced. It's as if the focus has always been on the banks, which has been the fulcrum of our financial sector. Kofi Adjei, if you're listening, especially on the sectors we're touching on today, we'll be moving to the banking sector shortly, and we'll delve into the cocoa sector to assess the current...
So it was easy. So $20 now, almost reporting in 2024, no, it was simple. Send a beya, almost mobile in cities, no, the banks will not make losses, no. You charge you $20, That's a sikano in dollar. Not even the bank basically is shorter. That $20 will come and do that, fill that gap. Ain't it? This thing they are talking about, and you new. It has been there. The NDC government is rather tightening it more and making sure, say, amount for be and take advantage of the system and make sure, say, our dollar weakens further. It is for these people.
Now, 2025, which did say, ASCD no, when you're 60 years. Now, what did the governor of Bank of Ghana, Eden Okasa, Edifahum?
Recently, this is what the governor said. And saying, this is 2025. CD at 60. You know, say Ghana cedi, since they introduced cedi as our official currency, no, it is 60 years now. The governor was saying Bank of Ghana targets end to dollarization challenge in Ghana. And the Bank of Ghana under a chairman and deputy person and say, almost said the country, no, at a point, you know, every single money spent in Ghana should be cedi. Dollar be a bedroom Ghana biano, it ends up at the federal bank or ends up at the bank. It does not go into the system. And the only way that you can do that is to make sure, say, people when they try to take dollar out, you know, it becomes difficult. And because it's difficult, it becomes painful or it becomes a loss to them. All that they have to do is to force them to be using the city to be doing business. Inti kokofunko siadia ojina hoka. Minyaba nana Yaa Brefo enkenkanya ontiminya research oshedemu ehwe odwan weti ho aka nanim odi painter ye nanim ti wo no it is the level of the deliberate misinformation atro Jandam, and these people want to win power for MPP. How? Then if you envy me, why do you envy me? My job here is to tell the people the truth. One thing I have told myself, nobody. Into today, when there is a 5% levy, say NDC are buying by 3%, you know, why in a 5%? The NDC government, they are trying to make sure, say, some kwasia dollar na ni pebi edeba system nimu edi suppress cedi no, it's no more going to happen. And into the end, more dollar no ever 10 no. Because there are people in the system, they will call the dollar, they will keep it at home, and they will sit on it and make sure, say, cedi no be suppressing, cedi no be bread. Now, no more $10 na ma in Ghana for, and that is what the Bank of Ghana is preventing. Entire Dana in Kofo etimitina say political shows, so, and these are statements they are making.
When you say the no can say Bank of Ghana at the new levy aba.
Okay.
If you have no money, me ochina. Now the true me dollar account to me Ghana. Now me could year make we at 3% of that. Are you aware?
3% of Tikan on all foreign remittances.
Exactly.
Wow.
3%. No, we say foreign remittances a dorsal. Into a better Ghcn no. Obeje. Why no could
look at this. Janway, what painting him said, or the galam saying soon Gary. Only confidence grandpa in herself. Say Oba. We painted him as a galam saying so, or say good chance no near boom no betna Facebook say or a journalist. BB way. O man insuo so onhuru nanim e wo Facebook na yehu ni nipa ban de tia obedwane obeton wuram se kusie. Inferiority complex. They cannot even be themselves as human beings. So oba. Now if you don't even believe in yourself and how you look, how can you convince somebody to believe in what is in your head? If you are not even bold enough to sit on TV and say, "Memfa painting menim, memfa galam say so mfa benim, memba ese kusie ntina ho." If you don't even have belief in yourself, why do you expect people like in Nansa former Ghana to believe you? Because you yourself, you don't even believe who you are. Nyankopon jina wedim sisia ebu atanya ohu unipa ban. And these are the people, confused creatures, despicable diseases. And yeah, Yana say, "I'm a friendly pem." And that is the damage they are doing to Ghanaians. Kokofu di ono or pejinia ono or menopause. Kokofu no onye mentally onye stable until me person spend the time on. And anytime me show me near bear and an Yaa Brefo a lot of respect. Because me, I'm daring. I'm very daring. And I respect people. I have a very terrible side. When I try to show it, it does not end good. In this way, steady me kasemwa. Nana Yaa Brefo, I've shown her a lot of respect.
Hey, not just say, KevinTaylor, no, I don't know what kind of beef between Ononi, Afia Pokuaa, Vim Lady. All disregarding as Nipasa. But looking at it, Nana Yaa Brefo, I'm say, yes, in Nuntina or respecting to some point. But this time around, I'm so man warning, Emu Pro Max.
And that is what is happening today. Some person mo da dankofo a na ye mpene mo a na mbubu ofu. Mo tena Facebook, mo twa atro. Kwa me despite don hu de no sika yentra. E na nkwasiasam e na ekoso eye Facebook. Enti Jandam way is dead. The policy has been in existence for under Ekufuado. MPP abreso na ho. This government is making more tighter. Ote Ghana odi dollar eden. Eden na ote Ghana opeso odi dollar eden. Ghana cedi na ho no ede adia. Ghana cedi no ede enyesika. Why don't you want to spend Ghana cedis? Why do you need dollar? Me ba America, me hu say obi aba America krom ha ADCD wahada. Obi obe America bi per dollar. So why should you go to Ghana and be looking for dollar in the market? No, it's not supposed to be like that. Kokofu Jimmy was a general secretary of MPP. Such a despicable old man. Ne toso so. Papa Peginia, o Jim Fiu, Obekano Creno. Why on when say Tete Pentecost for Mba Pes at a better TV so Eke Kamkwasi asem Adanya, Opese MPP a trofo pathway yati annex. You know, Opese eba power. Now open so when you nyansa. Enya no krena woka. Otina Environmental Protection Agency e hwini krono a oboye na hwini asia tena so eto de skate betina kekam kwasi asem okokan so wedi panyini atam we ni panyini na ene dian. Now let's go to the next Jandam. Na me kill the next Jandam.
Abushafo, it is what it is. Na chance aye de ja afede wa hunu sede ensem no ebobo bare. Comment section.
Wonderful people, my name is Akuma Mama Zimbi, and I love to read and listen to GH Celebrating News. And that's it.